what I'm doing is, and I'm going to try to show it to you, I have this candle, and I'm loading it for prosperity. My traditions, my ancestors, the places where I'm coming from, are primarily Jewish, but also some Orthodox Christian. So I'm working with both of these traditions. I cleansed this candle before, and as you can see, there is some sigils, Kabbalistic sigils, letters from the 72 names in here, and essentially this is a candle for prosperity and for money. I cleansed it and I put some prosperity oils in it, and I added some angelica powder because there are angelic figures on the candle, and it made a lot of sense for me to do that. Now, in terms of making your stuff work for you, especially when we're dealing with the energies of death, the energies of the underworld. I know that there has been a lot of death recently for people. I like to uplift myself in ways that are perhaps not very traditional. So I'm going to show you the traditional part first, and then I'm going to move into the less traditional part. But I'm going to show you what I'm going to put inside there. So I dried ceremonially some mint. So there's going to be some mint going in there. Now, one of the things that I really like to do when I need things to shift and move swiftly, and this is the first of the month, you guys know there's rent time. So this is Abracamino. This is road opener right here. And what I do with it is that I shave it. Okay, so I'm gonna try to get it in here, but I grind it in. Okay, I already ground some, but this is what you do. You don't have to buy it pre-made, prepared, and whatnot. The other two things I'm gonna add to it is going to be shavings of cinnamon stick and shavings for nutmeg, I'm sorry. First of all, it's going to smell amazing, and for me, the sensory part is very important. But also, this is going to bring you luck and good fortune. This is going to bring you fast luck and good fortune, especially when it comes to money and when it comes to love. So, cinnamon, nutmeg, and Abracamino, and I already shaved that. Mint is really good for finances. Mint is really good for your money, but it's also a cleansing and refreshing herb. So it might be very, very useful to you. So we're going to use a little bit of it. I want you to understand, for the new people on the blog who haven't been doing a lot of candle loading, just so you know, you don't want to overload these candles. I know the tendency is like, let me put as much as I can, but quantity is not necessarily quality, and it can make your candles burn too much or too hard. So you don't want to do that. What you want to do is you want to add just enough. And here I already have, as I said, shavings of cinnamon, nutmeg, and Abracamino. So I'm going to add that in there as well. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay? And then one more thing that I have is dirt. And this is not just dirt. This is not just dirt. This is dirt from a bank mixed with some cut money. I don't know if you can see it. And a little bit of iron shavings, or what we feed lodestones, right? Lodestone grit. And I'm going to put it a little bit here. And I have to give props to the person who taught me that. And this is the late Yaya and Ganga Yasmina who mentioned that, and I went and I collected this graveyard dirt about a year ago. I'm sorry, this, talking about the dead, this bank dirt about a year ago, and I mixed it, and it's been very, very successful for me. But yeah, you can mix different dirts, you can mix different things in order for it to work for you. Now, you know how the traditional way is to speak your prayers into your candles. So we definitely can do that. We definitely can put any prayer that comes from your heart. We can put prayers like the 23rd Psalm. It really depends on your spirituality. It really depends on where you're coming from and what you're doing and what you want to achieve. But sometimes if you feel really, really low, or very interestingly for me, recently was this Venus retrograde. I've been feeling very sensual. I mean, my sensory state was and is very heightened. So instead of just praying over this candle, and again, this is for money, this is for prosperity, this is for good luck, this is for fast movement and fast change for this month of November. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to actually read poetry. And one of my favorite divinely inspired poet is Rumi. And interestingly, I did a little poetry divination and I randomly opened a page. Okay, I wasn't planning on exactly what I'm going to read, so I just opened it earlier, and let me see if I can get it for the Facebook crew, but just so you see. Let me see if you can see. The name of this is Smoke. Okay, so essentially, instead of just praying over this candle, I'm going to get myself into divinely inspired, beautiful, sensory, open state by reciting poetry and putting that intention into my candle. And hopefully it will make sense to you. But if not, you're just going to hear some really, really lovely ancient inspired poetry. So here goes. It's called Smoke. And I'm going to try to have my hand over here and put my energy and intention in as well. Don't listen to anything I say. I must enter the center of the fire. Fire is my child, but I must be consumed and become fire. Why is there crackling and smoke? Because the firewood and the flames are still talking about each other. You are too dense, go away. You are too wavering, I have solid form. In the blackness, those friends keep arguing, like a wanderer with no face, like the most powerful bird in existence, sitting on its perch, refusing to move. You bind me and I tear away in a rage to open out into air, a round brightness, a candle point, all reason, all love. This confusing joy you're doing, this hangover, your tender thorn. You turn to look, I turn. I'm not saying this right. I am a jailed crazy who ties up spirit women. I am Solomon. What goes comes back. Come back. We never left each other. A disbeliever hides disbelief, but I will say his secret. More and more awake, getting at night, spinning and falling in love with Shams. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Amen.